I'm good, and how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I'm very happy to join you tonight.
Awesome. Hi everyone. Welcome to our first ever ITC specialized candidate conversations. So the reason why we decided to just seclude it from all the other conversations we've had since last year is mostly due to the fact that the people that passed their ITC examinations last week did so against all odds. So we just want to honor that and appreciate the journey that they had to go through because nobody ever had to write under COVID circumstances. So so that was quite exciting for us that even though the survivors or the conquerors, as we call it, were quite a small amount, 22% are psycho confirmed. Yes, we still have such amazing stories to tell. People who passed at first attempt, people who passed at fourth attempt, and more so, some people that passed at their very final attempt. So what this shows you is that there's still hope for you. It doesn't matter how many times you try to walk. You know, there's this thing that I always hear, that babies will crawl so many times, but when it's time for them to walk, they will do so regardless of how many times they've fallen. So we're just honoring every single candidate that sat for those examinations, and they're here today to say, either I made it or I did not, and I am willing to try again. So to illuminate that wonderful light is our candidate, Hope Singo. Welcome again, Hope. It's so lovely. I mean, I've been chatting to you all week. I feel like I know you already, but for our candidates at home, for our viewers at home, tell us, Hope Singo, who is she? What are you built of? I think everybody just wants to know briefly, like, who are we listening to right now?
Thank you, Noma Zulu. Thank you so much for welcoming me. And welcome to everybody else who's joining us from home, on the road, driving maybe, wherever you are.
Everywhere, COVID, remotely.
Everywhere you are.
You never
everywhere
know.
In the country, outside the country. We welcome you tonight. And I think I'd say please just grab a little tissue close by, because maybe today we're gonna shed some tears. Who knows? Or just laugh.
No, wait! You didn't tell me this. Can I pause the session and go grab some tissue because I'm gonna cry right now? Oh yes! Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that because what I'm getting is this is going to be heartfelt. We are going to really find out what made you get to where you are right now.
Definitely.
And that's actually quite exciting. So,
Definitely.
You know what, COVID-19, I think maybe let's start there. For me, COVID-19 had highs and lows. Yeah, I was here and there. So I think my biggest high for me with COVID-19, please, allow me to toss it to you when I'm done. My biggest high for me, COVID-19, you can start work at 1100 and you can log in at 10:57. And people will think, wow, she's so early. Can't you know you're in your PJs? You're like, wait, what? So that was my high. Like, you can work from home. I think working from home, working remotely for me was beautiful. My low, nobody gets to see what you're wearing. Like, Hope confirmed, you really dress up for these meetings, like if you're on a face-to-face basis. Yes, but then now definitely. COVID is like, no, you're only seeing the upper body. And I think, yeah, that was really a downfall. What were your highlights? I mean, you were writing, so much happened. We've lost so many family members in the past year alone. Like, yeah. COVID-19 brought a whirlwind of emotions. Please definitely. Tell me, please share yours with me.
I'd say my highs, I am not one to go to malls or I love my space. So I think COVID-19 was more aligning to what I enjoy, being in the house, lazing around, or just
in now.
chilling in comfortable clothes, you know? So I think that was my high. But my low, which was a bit hard, which led also into the new year, in the month of Jan and Feb, I lost quite a few family members, very close family members. But
terrible.
at the same time, for me, that it more than anything reminded me that we're living on borrowed time, and it's not that you're more clever than the next person, or the person that died of COVID-19 was less careful than you are. It's just grace. So for me, and I think going back to your first question when you said, but whose hope? Hope is embedded in have faith in God, and I think having to experience what we experienced during COVID, it just drew me closer to God and reminding me that after all, God is the finisher, or he's the author and finisher of our lives. And until he says it's done, we just need to continue keeping on. So yeah, regardless of having had that pain of losing family, it just took me back to remembering that there's a purpose that God has created me for, and I need to live up to it. So yeah.
I absolutely love that. I can tell you're a very spiritual person, which is quite beautiful. I mean, everybody, I feel like, whether you are religious or not, it doesn't matter. You need to have principles in your life. So definitely. If I were to ask you, what are your 3 fundamental principles that have literally built you or shaped you into the person that you are? I just want everybody to just get a sense of who hope is. What would you say, top of your head, your 3 fundamental principles are?
I'd say my faith in God. That is the base of my whole life. Without God, I don't think I would have made it this far. And over and above that, I would say support structure. I have a very solid support structure, and it took my lows to be able to realize that there's actually quite a lot of people that are more like clapping or cheering for me. And the last thing I'll say is commitment. Commitment, either be to a goal, commitment to life, commitment to whatever I've told myself that I want to do. So for me, those 3 things, I'd say these are what I'd say keeps me going, even on days that I know that, you know what, I don't want to do this. I just want to get back to bed. Wow. I just want to sleep. So my faith in God, the support structure that I have, and my commitment to the goals that I've set for myself are what keeps me going.
Ooh, I love that, goals, because I think every single day I just wake up like, we'll see what the day brings. And you're like, no, goals, commit. So I actually love that. Well done, yes. Hope. No, I really admire how far you've come. That's absolutely amazing. But I've been sharing with you over the last week. We've been chatting, conversing, and everything. But for the people that are watching, please tell me where your CTA journey began. Like, was it all roses? I mean, did you make it first attempt? What happened? What was your CTA journey like? Talk to me about that.
So CTA, the big beast, will humble you, definitely. Because I mean, I was coming from 3rd year in varsity, having had my mom being in a coma for most part of that year. So unfortunately, I didn't make the average for CTA first time. So, and this is in 2014. So you can imagine we're in 2021. I mean, really.
No, so that's terrible. That's a very valid reason, Hope. I mean, hey.
Definitely. Yeah. So then I then had to become honest, so that at least I could get my average higher in order to be admitted for CTA. Then I did that, which was 2015, 2016. Yes, so 2013 was when I then did my become honors, and then 2014, finally, I got accepted to do my CTA. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. One of the big firms offered me a bursary to go back because I was a Chichuka student, And Tujuka was like, no, but we funded you for Become Honors and CTA. We think we need to afford other kids a chance. So then
I can only imagine, I love the fact that you said we need to give other kids a chance. Like, no, but hope if we try it,
right
it's not working.
Definitely. So I had to weigh I'd say my options. Either I go back full time and be funded by this big firm, part of the big 4 firms, or go work. But I think already my mind was not in a good place because I didn't make it first time. I had to do Become Honest. And then now I'm in CTA. It doesn't work out. Now I need to still go back. I was like, I ain't doing that.
No,
I'm going to work.
It's a lot.
Definitely. So I went to work, and unfortunately for that year, because I had not applied for UNISA, I couldn't study, which was 2015. So I took a gap year. And then 2016, I went back. And in 2016...
Okay, this is coming out positively, right? It's getting positive. Gap year, yes. I'm ready to do this.
I'm ready to do this. I'm excited. But, as I was that excited and ready to face CTA again, my priorities shifted a bit because that year, girl decided that, you know what, she's old enough, she wants to get married. Then
no, but CTA, Lignano, you're like, are you serious?
I'm telling you. And I think that was one of those decisions that I made. And my mom was like, what? Are you serious?
I'm not sure. I'm like, wait, what? How do you plan for one of those major exams? And then you're like, okay, so the bridesmaids, they're going to step like this, like really hope.
How do you do that?
I think do that.
And that's why I'm saying my priorities shifted, because if my priorities were in the right place, I think I wouldn't have made that decision, mainly because CTA is demanding. I can't share it. It's so jealous. It's not going to allow me to share it with something else, and so forth. So fast forward, we know what happened. 2016, it doesn't go well. And then when 2016, it doesn't go well, I was not as heartbroken though, but because there's something else that's happening in my life.
Well? What doesn't go well? Is it CTA that doesn't go well? Okay, yes.
CTA
it doesn't go well. Yes. Okay, yes.
And by then, I was exposed to Endunamo. But because of the fact that I did say initially that my priorities had shifted from the focused person I was in high school, leading to varsity, I didn't use Endunamo to its fullness. I would be like, oh, Randy, like I'm here, I have a problem there, Randy. So I wasn't structured. I wasn't structured at all in my consultations with Rendani, or just asking him, this is what I'm struggling with, or this is where I am. Then 2017, I'm like, girl, we need to be serious, okay? Then I enroll in Dunamo. I am attending classes. I'm concentrating in class. My marks are good. And I'm making boot camp at work, because there's a thing that they just motivate us. Part of the top students will go to boot camp. I'm going to boot camp. But then girl decides, no, honey, I think the wedding must be 2 weeks after my exams.
No, Hope, wait. What? 2 weeks after your CTA exam?
Yep.
But you're studying. How do you, but Hope, like, can we go back to 2017? Why?
I don't know, hey. I was there and I was thinking, I've got this, I've got this. When I'm done studying, I'm just going to make time. I'm going to make time with my bridesmaids or whatever the case might be. But lo and behold, 2017, with my good average, that was so good and shocking, I didn't make it. I failed 2 of my modules, and it was devastating. I had 2 stops. I had a MENEC and an auditing. I remember when those marks, and to show that I was not focused, imagine when the marks were coming, I was on my way to someone else's wedding. I was that girl. So now,
somebody save Hope from herself.
Right? So my goodness, the wedding happens 2 weeks after the exams. As tired as I was, because I mean the exams are draining. We're writing hectic. It's so hectic, so crazy. But my mind is not fully invested in what I'm doing. And this is just to say that we need to remind ourselves what matters most. Not to say that we need to put all other goals on hold, but we need to have a structured way of more like picking out. It's like you have a basket and you're picking out fruits into your basket. You need to know that, okay, now this is enough, you know? I think I can handle only this. So at that moment, I think being naive and being young didn't make me realize that I was actually biting more than I could chew. Then I went and wrote, and then now I'm married. I have got this exam.
Yes, I failed. 2 weeks later. Let's go back there.
Yes, now I'm married. I've got these exams that I failed, and 2 months. Imagine 2 weeks after writing my exams, I get married. 2 months after getting married, meaning just a few weeks after my results, my marriage just starts not working out. And I mean, someone would say, but that's how marriage is. I mean,
no.
I mean,
we've got 1 year now honeymoon phase. Come on. Nothing.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. Unfortunately, I didn't have that. I started experiencing the hardcores of what our parents will tell us, that, you know what, you need to be strong. What you're getting yourself into is not all roses or cupcakes. And mind you, I still have CTA hanging, saying, hey, honey.
Like, I mean, wow, Hope, I don't want to be you at this point. What?
Definitely. So then fast forward, I write my subs, I don't make it, and I'm devastated at that moment. And life is not roses. I'm having all these other challenges that I'm facing. But somehow I was like, you know what? I'm going to use the files that I had for 2017, and I'm just going to go through that. I'm just going to do what I can when I can, because honestly, I have nothing in me. I'm tired. I'm facing all these other challenges that I'm facing. And at that moment, I was literally very tired. I didn't do any consultations. I didn't speak to Randy. At that moment, I shut everybody out, and it was just me. And I remember.
So yes, I 100% understand.
Definitely. So I studied. I'll do what I can. I'll write exams, and I'll see. Sometimes I'll even find out from my trainees that we actually writing, and I'm like, what do you mean we're writing? And then they're like,
no.
So that's how messed up I was. I was not okay at all.
Of course, you're quite frantic, Hope.
Definitely. So then I write October 2018, and I'm literally writing with no energy. I remember sleeping and sending my mom a picture of me sleeping, and she only confessed this year. She didn't ask me then. She was like, this child is not waking up from this sleep. She just looks like this is over. But I woke up, I went and I wrote again, and my marks came out, and I had 2 subs again. But this time around, with the subs, I do not have auditing, which is my humbler, like, it humbles me. Like,
I'm like, yay, hallelujah moment.
So auditing is out of the way. I've got tax and accounting. I'm a bit more comfortable with those. Then I thought, you know what, let me try what I can. Believe you me, I'll study from my living room. I'll just take all the files from Enduramo, past question papers, sit there, not even at a table, because I had nothing to give. At that moment, I was already officially separated from, and my marriage is heading towards a divorce. So you can imagine, I am.
My God. Yeah, that's very.
I'm in a mess. I will go write my subs, and I remember the day the sub results came out, 2019.
Oh.
And
oh my goodness. How was that for you?
I was walking out with my managers. We were from a meeting, and one of our trainees was like, the marks are out, the marks are out. And I was just like, I don't want to check. Because I've been here before.
I was just going through all this drama, and yeah, I'm okay for now. Give me an hour.
Definitely. So my assistant manager is like, no, give me your phone. I'll check for you. So she checks, and lo and behold, Hopi had passed. I cried and I couldn't believe it. And believe you me, at that moment, I think that was just God communicating to me that I've got you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. It's not about, one of my friends always says, the CA journey is just a timing difference. You just need to be comfortable and okay that you are going to get there, but it's a timing difference. So I was like, oh, so my timing difference, I'm here now. And wow.
We're here.
And,
we're here. We have arrived.
Yeah, so that was my CTA journey. And as sad as hard as it was and as challenging as it was, but 2019 February I got my pass, and it didn't say how many times I'd struggled. It just said qualification obtained. You got it, girl.
Woo, girl.
You can now prepare for ITC, girl.
I absolutely love the way you put emphasis on that. It doesn't matter how many times you try. When that result comes out, it doesn't say, yo, 16 times this one. No, we're tired. No, it's like, she's done. Move her on. I love that. Beautiful.
Definitely.
And from all the things you've said, oh gosh, you speak so fondly of your mom. That's amazing. So I get you and your mom are very close, hey?
Yes, my mom is literally, I don't even know what to say. She inspires me so much, because when she went back to go to school, she already had my siblings. So I was like thinking, I don't even have a child, but she managed to do everything with kids, with challenges that she was facing, with everything that could have, she could have said, I can't do this, but she kept on moving. And she told herself that, you know what, I don't want to be part of the stats where people say she dropped out of school and she's not going to become anything. She made something out of herself. Her parents being my grandmother and her older brother, they sacrificed for her to go back to school. And she went back to school, became a teacher, and then I was born thereafter. So for me, I draw a lot of strength from her, because my question would always be that she had all reason to say, I can't do this. What kept her going? For sure, there were days that she could have said, you know what, this is not for me. So for me, every time I have those moments, I always reflect back to the fact that she had 2 kids. She had financial difficulties. She was coming from the rural of the rural. English was a problem. So if she could do it, I have to do more. So so my mom is literally my strength.
Do we have sorry, I'm just going to switch to my colleague Ndibo. Do we have, show us Umami, please, Ndibo. Like, we have to see this amazing superwoman. Ndibo, can you show us that? Like, we want to see this woman that brought Hope up to be who she is. Make us happy, Bilo. Look at this. Oh, wow. So wait, talk to me about this picture. What's happening here? So this is what, CTA graduation. What is this?
This is CTA graduation. And I mean, this was on the 6th of June, 2019, a few weeks before we write ITC. So you can imagine the excitement was on steroids.
Yes, I can look at Mom's go, oh, shucks, thank you so much, Mbilo. No, look at Mom's like, I imagine, I've got a daughter, like, yo, I would put everything on her, like, I made you. That's amazing.
Definitely.
No, Sam, I can see you're very close to Mom, which is beautiful, hey?
Definitely.
100%. Okay, so we are here, but I am so focused. I can see the Endunamo files behind you, like, wow. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but okay. But also, that's a very pretty bookcase. Like, what's happening over there? Like, wow. Hey, hi. What's happening there?
I think when we started, I spoke about support structure being very fundamental in my journey to today. So this bookcase was a gift. And I'm telling you, it's a gift that came in ITC while I'm I wouldn't say I'm a true structured person. Others say I've got OCD, but I mean, I don't believe that. So with my study room a mess, someone saw it in their hearts and felt so touched, and they thought, you know what, let me get her a bookcase. Let me get her a bookcase.
She's a mess. Can you just go back to that? Let me give her a bookcase because she is a mess. Yeah,
she's a mess. Like, and this bookcase was delivered, and they assembled it, and I was just so grateful. And I think for me, I anchor back to the fact that having a good support structure during your journey is very important. It's very important. And I think we always think, I'm studying, I don't need people. Why should I have time to have these? And these are the people that will actually come through. I mean, I didn't have this, and I wasn't about to have time during my ITC preparation to go get this and get it assembled. I mean, look at me. I'm very tiny. Like, you can see that. I don't even have mass.
I don't even see me too. I think I'm smaller than you, Hope. Like, yeah, you probably bigger than me, but okay.
So it's like, I can't let go of people that are actually in my life, because it's such things. They look at the blind spots. They look at the lack. They look at what can assist me. And believe you me, this played a significant role, because when I would be sitting and studying, I'd just grab my book and I would continue studying. I wouldn't go look for my files or look for my things. Everything would just be structured in one place.
Right.
Definitely.
No, that's amazing. Okay, so just when we're talking about support structure, I believe this is very vital for every single person. You don't have to be a BCTA, CTA, ITC, or APC candidate. Just
Definitely.
When it comes to support as a human being, how is that vital for your life? And can you show me, besides the lovely bookcase, Hope, what support has done for you? What else? Like, do you have any other evidence, Kudi? Okay, so support can do this. Wow, me girl, I'm here.
So I do some stuff when I'm studying. I think it came from the number of attempts or failures that I've faced in life, and also my experiences that I've just shared. I write letters to myself just to remind myself that I can do this, or you know what, this is possible. You will become a CA.
That's actually very deep. What you just said. You write letters to yourself.
Definitely.
Like
I write letters to myself.
Moment.
Sorry?
A me to me moment type of thing.
A me to me moment. Like, I literally just write, Hopi, you can do this. Oh, Hopi, you know what, CASA, the little that you do is enough. So in doing that, one of my support structures identified that I do this. And I mean, when we go write, we're not allowed to take papers or loose papers, or, I mean, they're going to think this girl is crazy. Why is she bringing this? So they went out of the way. I mean, it's so small, but it meant so much. And I'm going to share with you now. I got, I don't know if everybody can see that. It's just a pencil case.
Okay, I see Hope. I see your name, Hunali Hope.
It's got my name.
Yes, and then there's
I think I can read it for everyone. So it says, always remember you're braver than you believe, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. And with that, I would be writing, and at that moment where I think, you know what, this question is hard, or you know what are you even thinking? You failed before, you've done this before, why are you even trying? I would look at that message and remember the amount of people that are praying for me, the amount of people that believe that I can do this, and believe you me, it would spike, hey, you can do this moment, and I'll just carry on. So for me, I'd say for either whether you're doing BCTA, you're doing ITC, you're doing CTA, you're doing your undergrad, I'd say that don't cut your support structure. You know the people that would drain you in your journey. You know the people that are going to distract you, but there's those people that you know that they're actually going to remind you. And I mean, some people help you be accountable to the time you committed to your studies. Because sometimes you'll be lazing around on WhatsApp. I had accountability partners even on WhatsApp. I'd be posting a WhatsApp status, and someone will be like, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be studying? So what I'm trying to say is, have those people, have accountability partners. I think instead of calling them a support structure, just say, these are my accountability partners. These are people that are going to hold me to my word, to say, I'm committed to this thing, regardless of whether I believed I wanted to be a CA since grade 4, or I believed that I wanted to be a CA because I saw somebody else becoming one. I am committed to this journey. And trust me, I think it does help, because as much as the journey is hard, but I believe having people that carry you throughout the journey is going to assist you a great deal.
That's amazing. Like, okay, so there's this very profound thing that I heard you say, not directly, but you speak about me time quite a lot. So I need to understand what me time means for you. I need to understand what me time means for a CTA candidate, a BCTA candidate, an ITC candidate. What is me time, and how do I say, I'm tired, I'm done, or I still need to push, I've got so much to go through? Talk to me about me time. How does that work?
I value me time. Like I said in the beginning, COVID, that my highs about COVID is allowing myself being in the house, lockdown, and social distancing is my thing. So I'd say
you distance about COVID. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, you're like.
So I'd say that me time plays a significant role for me. It could not play a significant role for another person, but I always get in touch with my feelings when I have that time for myself. So in those letters, the time where I'll write letters to myself, I'll be journaling, writing letters to God, or I'll be just meditating on the word of God. It grounds me and reminds me of the fact that God promises me that he knows the plans he has for my life. And regardless of what I'm facing or what's in front of me, either be ITC, either be CTA, at the end of the day, he has promised that it's going to work. So regardless of whether right now I do not see the light, at this moment, it seems like it's hard, but I get reminded that I'm a precious gift and I've got a purpose that I'm supposed to bring forth to earth. So if I don't have that time, and I think the moment where I am panicky and finicky about everything, then I know that my foundation is a bit unstable, and I need to go back to Hopi time with God, or Hopi time with Hopi, just to get in touch with my feelings. And this played also a very big role in my ITC experience, because when I didn't pass ITC first time, I had to first endure in ITC. And when I got my results for ITC, it took self-introspection. It took that personal time with myself to actually dig deep to say, but Endo Namo has a pass rate, girl. There's nothing wrong with the program, girl. There's nothing wrong.
You're gonna go there first, barely.
You know, there's nothing wrong with the program. If there are other students that actually pass, check yourself, girl. Check yourself. So for me, I think that time with self, it helps me put perspective and also remind myself that I am not finding all external factors to have reason why I didn't make it is only going to delay me. But having that time where I ask, oh, did you really want this enough? Did you push? Were there limitations? Yes, there were limitations. But beyond those limitations, did you push forward? Were you just sitting there and saying, hi, Mara, hi, what and Danny don't understand? Hi, Mara.
Mara, it's COVID. It's not me, it's COVID. Guys.
Oh, it's whatever the case might be. So for me, put time out to find out how you feel. Put time out to identify what is the real reason why you didn't make it. Because I mean, I have so many reasons. I mean, we don't have enough time to share all the details. But as I shared with you with the city experience, it wasn't easy. I could have given up. I could have said, maybe, you know what, I don't have to do this thing. I can sit at home and just feel sorry for myself. But that time where you are honest with self and say, you know what, Hope, did you give your all? And one of the letters I wrote to myself last year was, give your all, that when it doesn't work out, you say, I did my best. Don't have parts of you that says,
you did it all.
I could have done more, or there was more I could have done, or I couldn't have, you know, try it, whether it's little or big, whether it's great, small, give it your all and give it your 100, even in your worst days. That way, when it goes well or it doesn't go well, you know that, you know what, but I gave my 100. So for me, I'd say being in touch with self is very important during this journey, because if you're not in touch with yourself, you'll find someone else studying at the office and doing something new that you've never done, and you're just going to be carried away. Or you're going to see someone at Endunamo speaking about something and you're just going to panic. So be in touch with self, have that time with yourself, and identify those little incy things that, who's Hope and what is Hope all about and what is driving Hope.
Oh, wow. You know, that's actually very profound. I love every single thing you've said there. So Hope, you've also highlighted on your ITC journey. Before we just proceed onto that, because I mean, hey, after 2 hours of talking, this is why we're here, why you made it to your ITC and everything. But can I just encourage every single person that's watching, if you've got questions, be it the mentors that are watching and you want to find out something regarding your mentee, CTA, BCTA, ITC, APCTA, any single person that's watching, if you have a question, please shoot it through. Hope is more than ready. Like, you can see her, she's hydrated. She's more than ready to just shoot through and ask. So Hope, let's talk about ITC now. Were you one of those, first attempt, I made it, or it took a bit of time, or you're like, okay, no, this is my last attempt. I am literally on my last. Where were you with your ITC? What made you part of the 22% conquerors, as our hashtag says?
So having been my third attempt, when I got those results, I was devastated. I was in the hoods. I was blaming everything and everyone, and I was just shut down. And you can imagine it's lockdown, so there's just so much time to feel sorry for yourself because you're in your own space. But I'd say the one thing that stood out for me, and I believe it's God. God sent a woman called Zanele Maduna. She's a CA, and I just saw her on Instagram, and I mean, she was just sharing about Conquer ITC 2020. And when I looked at that, I thought, it doesn't hurt, you know. Let me just join. Let me see what she has, or what is she talking about, because at this point in time, I don't know what is wrong. I've not had that self-introspection because I'm angry, I'm sad. I feel like this is the third time that I'm going to have to be doing this thing. What more is there for me to do? And I remember she asked me a question, were there people that passed at Endunamo for January 2020? And I said, yes, they were. And she's like, that means the program is working. Let's get that out of the way now. And then I'm like, okay, that hurts. So after that, she then asked me, do I even know my learning styles? What are my strong points when I'm studying? And at that moment, I'm like, I'm doing ITC. I've been studying all my life. Why would she want me to revisit that? But I did. And I think with revisiting my learning styles, it reminded me that I learned through visuals and hearing, meaning the time I spend in class is very important for me as Hope. Another candidate could be, let's read the standard from A to Z and they get it. But with me, I needed to listen to Rendani or listen to Essen, listen to Kumo, listen to all my lecturers. And then that's where I would grasp the principles. So she made me do that exercise, as painful as it was. And I did the exercise and I found out that I needed to listen so much in class and I needed to be attentive to what they were saying, because part of my highest learning abilities through visuals. And Endunamo changes their program, honey. They're gonna teach you live.
No,
They're gonna make.
no, you're
They're gonna
lying.
humble you.
I don't know what you're talking about. We are constant.
And I think the biggest issue, the biggest thing that changed in the current year when I passed, I remembered that all my lecturers are CAs and they've made it, and they are there.
That's a nice hold on girl moment, right?
So that was number one. Number two, I also needed, because I needed to remind myself that whenever the program changes, it's not because they want to be funny. They have sat and they have looked through the days. They've tried so hard. Because I remember there were times where Endunamo staff was not sleeping beyond 12 o'clock. So it only means that these people are sitting, trying to strategize, trying to ensure that they don't change the program. And Hopi, wanting structure and all of that, when they change, she just panics.
No,
so
Hope is here. Keep it here. Like we.
So at that moment, Zanele was like, you need to preempt that these changes are going to happen, because that's life. Unfortunately, these people have families, these people have got other responsibilities. You work, you know, there are days you couldn't pitch up for work because of personal reasons, or sometimes it's just something beyond their control, technology, or whatever the case might be. And then it changed my mindset. Every time I knew I needed to check my emails, I knew I needed to be on the portal, I knew I needed to check my WhatsApps, because there could have been changes in the program. And believe you me, as much as people would think that is a very small thing, but it actually was a huge game changer for me. So learning my lifestyle, my learning styles, and accepting the fact that life happens, changes are going to happen, contributed a lot. And then number three, when I would be crying,
we had moments where we cried.
There are moments where we cried, where we didn't believe we were gonna do this or it's gonna work out. I would remember that, you know what, it's not about the process, but it's about the end. And at this moment, it might seem like I cannot do this, but I know that at the end, the feeling is going to be amazing. So, Endunamo, because Saika changed the writing dates, I suggested that, you know what, let's have an accelerated program. And that was going to be a very long program starting from June. And I remember sitting down with myself and I said, you know what, Endunamo has got Saika's buy-in. If they're going to make such a suggestion, they know what's ahead of us. They know what's coming. And I mean, we always complain as students that we don't have time. I've been afforded time from June until November to prepare.
I think I've got questions coming through, but like, just I want to understand before I attend to the amazing people that have so many questions to ask you. I want to know how you said you can be OCD. You hinted on that, and then you said, yeah, you have a whole structure going on. Is there an extent to that? Like what happened? Like talk to me about that whole space really quick, please. Like it's
okay. Not to be judged by anybody.
What's happening, Hope?
Not to be judged by anybody, but I'll give an example of when I was still at UNISA. Yeah. I have a pen. Do you see my pens?
No, that Hope, that's like 50,000 pens, and I think you have a problem. Why do you have so many pens? What's going on there?
I have a backup of a backup of a backup. So when I was at UNISA, one of the ladies that were invigilating said to me, "Can I have a pen?" Because I mean, there are lots.
Because she's seeing 50,000 pens on your desk, I'm sure.
I literally stood up from my desk and I walked to my bag, because I have pens for people that do not bring pens. No, because I don't want you to disturb my pens.
So you've got pens. You've got 50,000 pens on your desk. Mara, you stand up and decide, okay, no. Okay, yeah, continue. Wow. Okay, continue.
because at that moment, I think because of the fact that I was still very in myself and life had not taught me life. So I was like, you ain't going to disturb my peace. And it also links to the whole thing where when Endunamo would change the program and I'd feel like the whole world is crumbling. So when that lady, she comes to me, she says, why did you have to stand up to go get me a pen? And I was like, because I was like, these ones are mine and I counted them and I know.
Okay, yeah, Hope, I'm going to go through the questions now. But
before you go through the questions, you
can't get worse than this, Hope, no. Draw a line, stop right now. Okay, 2 calculators. Wow, guys, oh my word, what is going on? So, okay, you've got 10,000 calculators. In case the battery dies on the other one, what's happening? Hope, wow. What is happening? Do you need help?
Me. That's me, because I think for me, and also I would like to say to other candidates, know your stress points. If you panic because of traffic, please don't get to the venue late. If you panic because of a pen, someone asking for your pen, have a backup like I do. And I will also give an example. I had a lovely person take leave to drive me to the venue to ease on the stress.
No, wait. Amazing people, I am coming to your questions. I see them coming through. I'll get to them. But wait, did Hope just say she had somebody take leave to drive her to venues? Is it just me or wow? Okay, drama queen. So somebody took leave to drive you to your venues for your examinations. Talk about it.
And believe you me, it was from the goodness of their heart, because they know. That's why I say have a support structure and your accountability partners, because they know me. I get finicky over very small things. So they were like, you know what? Let me go and support this person. And this was the year I passed. Believe you me, it made a difference. It made a difference because I wasn't worried about anything. I just got to the venue, showed up and did what I could. And just to say something to students that would think, but if I'm in CTA or ITC, how is the other demanding more than the other? I'd say you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. It's like marriage. If you were dating and this person had weaknesses, when you get married, they become more. So ITC is like that. CTA, you are dating and you are just trying to figure it out. You're getting everything in. You're trying to study. You're just getting all the information in. And then in ITC, you want to change the whole ball game. You think now you know Menek. Know your weaknesses.
I've gone through all those other things.
Concentrate on them. Don't fool yourself. Exactly. Don't fool yourself. Always remember that if Menek was your hardest in CTA, it's still going to be your hardest in ITC. If auditing was your hardest in CTA, it's still going to be your hardest in ITC. It's just in ITC, of course, the approach in terms of applying, it's quite different. But all I want to say to students, some will say, do I have to change my whole study structure? Do I have to now change how I do things? Believe you me, I had to master my weaknesses. And the year I accepted my weaknesses were both years CTA and ITC when I passed. The years where I was acting now because I just passed, now I know everything. Then I was humbled because like on the day, CTA is not going to test everything. It's going to test some of the things. It means even if you passed that paper, it could mean that if they bring something that you are not able to do in ITC, you're not going to pass. And also what I also want to stress is I had a weakness where I would say, please don't bring this question. Psycha mustn't bring. Psycha is not my friend, honey. Psycha is going to bring what they want to bring. So I need to.
So they mustn't ask me this. these things or whatever. I get you.
I need to study the things I don't want them to ask me. And the lecturers will always say, please don't study what you know. And we think, oh, but no, Renani, I want to study what I know. But believe you me, guys, I am a living testimony. I've repeated CCA, I've repeated ITC twice, and I passed on my third attempt. The only thing I did different was to make sure that I don't make Psycha my friend. And I honored my commitment to my study school. Number two, when my study schools, I mean, we were scanning question papers and answers. We were writing exams virtually. It was just a hard thing to do. But I made sure that I came to the party. And when I couldn't come to the party, when it was hard, I would just do the little that I could. I would do the little that I could.
Just show up. That's all you need to do sometimes. And guys, I'm seeing your questions coming in. Thank you so much. I'm going to go through, Hope, we are going to go through all, because I think we could have had like 4 hours and we would have still been fine. So yeah, just really quickly, I'm just going to ask you a question and yeah, you just, respond as quickly as you can. So let's just go through every single thing. So yeah, so some will be just comments and then some will be, questions. So yeah, you'll just respond as you see fit. How do you find out what learning style works for you? Like, okay, so I remember you mentioned that you identified your learning style as, I need to see Rendani in class, be it a virtual lecture, but I need to see somebody teaching me. While somebody else would be like, no, I need my standards. I'm just going to go, I can't do class because I'm busy. But when I'm alone with my standards, I'm okay. So how do you identify, how do you get to that level? Help us with that.
Like I said, Zanele did an exercise with me. So she asked me to answer questions. It was just, I think it was 10 questions, if not 20, where I'll just answer random things. It had nothing to do with ITC. It was very like what color you like, those type of questions. It was very, very simple questions. And those questions, at the end, she was able to get a report and draw a report that helped me identify that, you know what, I learned through hearing and seeing. So I waste time. If I say I'm skipping class and I'm going to sit with the standard, I'm actually wasting time because I'm going to have a mind block because my mind is like, ooh, all these words, ooh, what is this? So yeah, so sitting and listening in class, following with my standard. And I mean, it's not me sitting and looking like this and having Rendani speak alone or having Essence speak alone. It's me having my standard, literally following through and tagging if I have to tag or flagging if I have to flag, but actively being in class. That's how I learn.
Okay. Beautiful. I hope our candidate is answered. So guys, we literally have like about 6-7 minutes. So I'm just going to go through all the questions quickly and Hope is going to go through all the answers as quickly as she possibly can. Do you get that, Hope? So yeah, let's go on. So Hope, this is a comment, right? Well done, Hope. You have an amazing story that most females in particular can relate and take so many lessons. So yeah, that's a comment to you. Like, I am so inspired, but okay, that's a story for another day. Good day, Hope. How did you manage the issue of online classes? I have a weak point of keeping on checking my phone when I am online, but when is the best traditional learning? I am active and I learn fast in a normal class. So, okay, so I think the question is, how did you manage the issue of online classes? Because this came about, it's 1 year anniversary now, March last year. How did you cope? How did you survive in your ITC journey with that introduction of online classes? What is that? Yeah.
So what I can say is I said to myself, Rendani or whoever that is going to be giving the class on that particular day, prepared to be in class. And they've taken their time out to actually make sure that I get content. And like young people, us Instagrammers will say content. So I had to get content from that class. And I think also having to know that if I waste that time, I'm actually putting myself on a back foot, played a significant role. So what I would do, I'd sometimes leave my phone in another room or either have it there, put it face down, sometimes you would find that, okay, someone is asking a question that I most probably got the answer, or there's a follow-up question, then I check my phone. What I learned about that was I'd get distracted, then I wouldn't put my phone away. So putting it away and just saying for these 3 hours, I'm actually going to be in class would help, because you don't know at what point are you going to let go and say, okay, now I've had enough, or let me just go back to concentrate. So I'd say if you're having a problem with that, put it in another room. And there's a saying that learning a habit takes 21 days. Do it for 21 days without stopping and see if it's going to lead real results. Because, I mean, it's hard. It's a new normal. No one was expecting it. None of us were prepared. And I can imagine with just a few weeks to ITC, April, it's going to be hard. Tell yourself that my phone, and someone can say something that's going to distract me, or even hurt me, or say something that's going to make me cry, whatever. Just put it away and commit the same way you would commit while you are in a work meeting. Because, I mean, this is your work. This is your work.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm really loving your questions. I'm really loving your energy. Trust me, I will absolutely hound Hope so that she answers every single one of you. Thank you so much for engaging. So Hope, we're just going to quickly move on. I am a BCTA repeater. I passed 1 module and failed 4. How do I keep information relevant with the module I passed while repeating the 4? So I think you quickly mentioned this. You touched on it in passing with your CTA journey when you did your SAPs. So how do you keep the other information relevant for your next journey while you are investing 100% in this other journey? So help us with that, please.
What I can say to the BCTA student is pass BCTA, concentrate on the 4. Like, give your all to the 4, because the one thing that I also learned was having my mind divided and worrying about tomorrow before I finish today is a distraction. So concentrate on the 4. The fact that you passed it didn't mean that you don't know. Your mind can play tricks to you and say, oh, if you're gonna study this 4, you're gonna forget the other one. No, concentrate on the 4 and give it your all. And then once we have BCTA, we will worry about CTA. Right now, let's worry about BCTA and getting the 4 out of the way. And then how we're going to bring that one back to its par, we'll do it when time comes.
100%. Hope,
Yes.
I really believe you and I can do this. In the next, 120 seconds, let's go through all those questions and answer as okay, so we've got somebody else who says, hi, the upcoming ITC will also be my 3rd attempt. What do you suggest I do different that you may have done? So that's basically advice. What do you suggest this candidate does? 3rd attempt.
Know your weakness points. Know your weakness points. Don't feel sorry about asking Rendani or whatever lecturer that is there. Hound them, speak to them, ask them questions, but concentrate on your weak points. You don't have time to do what you know. Right now, start ticking off the things that you know you're uncomfortable with, because believe you me, if you don't do those uncomfortable things now, when April gets here, you're just going to be frustrated, and even the things you know, you will think you don't know.
In closing, can we just, who's in charge of this? Can we ask for 5 more hours? Because I think we can pull it off.
I'm here. If you need me, I'm here.
Girl, we have so much energy. So in closing, I think, can I just say this from Unozipo Damane? She's doing ITC. She says, I'm definitely going to be tuning in. So thank you so much, Hope, for this, because you've assisted Unozipo in realizing that, wow, those conversations are really helpful for our candidates. And she says, I like her already. Thank you so much, Nozipo. Yeah, she is a likable person. I mean, look at her. And then we've got a comment from Ute Gomabe. I personally know her, so I don't know if you know Ute Go. I personally know her. Had a few conversations with her. You really don't want to miss out. So so thank you so much, Hope. Guys, if there's anything, which I think there's a lot that I missed out on in terms of your questions, thank you so much for the engagements. Please keep them coming. Hope will always be here to answer questions. Trust me, we will always hound her. Hope, as we close, I'm over time, but it doesn't matter. But as we close, please just give me your final remarks. I want to know personally, after all you've been through, all those failures, all those successes, where are you headed? What's your journey? What's your vision? And yeah, any closing remarks that you might have, over to you, Hope.
Of course, the next thing is APC. And wow, I'm overwhelmed. Believe you me, I'm even amazed that I think because we were rushed and we didn't have enough time, it helped me keep my tears back. But I cannot believe that I can say I'm an APC candidate. So that's what's next. And yeah, I am hoping that I will still what I've learned from CTA's ITC in terms of showing up, giving my all, listening to what those that have went before me, if they're advising, they know it. They know what they're talking about. Just give them because they know it. So I think, yeah, for me, APC is what's next. And what I would want to also highlight, in days that I couldn't get out of bed, because I mean, you just got your ITC results just last week, and now you need to be involved in this preparation stage for ITC April.
Yes, so wait. I assume you're talking to like our candidates that are going to be repeating now, right? Like the ones that, yes, please, 100%.
So what I can say to them is, it's sunk cost. It has happened. It's painful. And it's, yes, you can go onto the different forums where they'll be talking about why the pass rate was 22%. But at this point in time, you don't want to be a freedom fighter. You don't want to be trying to figure out why SAICA's results are the way they are. Just try. And on days that you cannot, even if it means sometimes we want to have a huge plan that also overwhelms us. Sometimes even the little that you can give is enough, and allow God to do the rest if you're a believer like me. I'll give you an example. On days that I couldn't get out of bed, the message that came that says, "We regret," I changed one of my support structures number into that number. So they used to send me.
Wait. Sorry, guys. We are literally closing off. I'm so sorry. We are sorry for that. But wait, Hope just said something very profound. So, okay, so you're getting a message, "We regret," and then you change it. What? Talk to us about that. What are you talking about there?
So, Uzanele said to me, get somebody that's going to be sending you a message to help you, like, look forward to the day you pass. So what we then did was, I changed one of my support structure's name and I put that number, the SAICA number that sent me, "We regret." So randomly at 4:00 on days where I'd be tired, this person would send me a message and remind me that, "Hope, SAICA would like to congratulate you that you've passed your ITC." So in days that I couldn't get up, that was what used to get me out of bed and remind me that, you know what, I can do this and I can get through this. So get that one thing that you know that you will be holding on. If it's an SMS at 4:00 on random days, the least days that you expected, the SMS comes in and you're like, I'm sleeping, I need to get up and go study. That is going to assist you. And I can also be that person for you. If you want me to be the one that sends you the message, I can send it to you. I don't have a problem. But honestly, it played a huge role in my psychology. It played a huge role in my preparation as well, because I would get up and I would make sure that, you know what, let me give it my all. And then my closing remarks. In closing, I'm sorry, I'm taking y'all's time. What I can say to the candidates is, it's a timing difference, and believe that you can. Fight against your mind when it tells you that it's not doable, because it is. If after so many years, I mean, this is the 10th year and counting, after I passed my grade 12, and I'm still here and I'm still trying to get this thing, don't give up. And shut the noise. If it needs you to wear earplugs, wear earplugs.
Yes.
Wear earplugs and shut the noise and put your head down. Be humble. And if you are a part of a study school, listen to it. You chose it because of a reason. Commit to it. You don't want to waste your money and waste their time just sit there and listen to what they have to offer. And believe you me, there's nothing that beats commitment and hard work. I would say that. And if you are like me, have faith in God to do the rest. And yeah, I wish we could speak more, because even my strategy when I was writing and I was in the exam room, it was so different this last year than it was over the years. But I'm open. You can get my email address to share my strategy and all of that. And yeah, so.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. So remember, okay, so guys, we are literally closing. I promise we're done. The last time, this was Hope and I saying we're really done. But can I just say, Hope, there's a time when I said, I think you're crazy. When you pulled out 5 calculators and 10,000 pens and you couldn't give the one person. So can I just read this one comment, guys? This is the last one, I promise. And this person says, LOL. I always thought I was extra by having 5 pens. Guys, 5 for me. Can I just say 5 for me is too much? Oh, Hope has like 50. This person has 5. I am the person. Hi, can I just borrow? Like, that's me. So yeah, I thought I was extra by having 5 pens and 3 calculators. Guys, don't they run on batteries? Do you think the other 2 batteries are going to run out? But okay, that's your journey during exams. Hope takes the cup. Yes, you do. Truly inspirational. Thank you, ladies. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I think you were as deeply motivated as I was by Hope. Hope, thank you so much for.
Thank you for having me.
No, I think, yeah, no, you really did entertain us, because there's nobody who owns like 8 calculators in their little pencil. And guys, please do not do that. Like, there's borderline crazy, there's Hope, and then there's crazy.
Rather be crazy than worrying about a calculator while writing.
So yes, guys, thank you so much. If you feel you want to engage with Hope on a more personal level on how she finally succeeded with her ITC and now she's an APC candidate, please don't hesitate to any one of us, and we'll be happy to help. Hope and cause. Yay, I said it right because she responded. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm so sorry for taking up so much of your time. I hope you have a lovely evening. Goodbye. Bye, guys.